land is your land, this land is my land. From California to the New York Island, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters, this land was made for you and me.
As I was walking that ribbon of a highway, I saw above me that golden skyway. I saw below me the golden valley.
This land was made for you and me.
The sun was shining and I was strolling, the wheat fields waving, the dust clouds rolling, and all around me a voice was singing. You know that
this land was made for you and me. This land is your land, this land is my land. From California to the New York Island, from the Redwood Forest to the Gulf Stream waters, this land was made for you and me. This land was made for you and me. This land was made for you and me.
A little baby, my mama said, hey son, travel where you will and grow to be a man, but sing what must be sung. Oh boy,
sing what must be sung. And I don't give a damn about a greenback dollar, spend it fast as I can, for a well-in song and a good guitar. The only things that I understand, oh boy, the only things that I understand.
Now that I'm a grown man, traveled here and there, found that a jug of brandy and a song are the only ones who care. Oh boy,
the only ones who care. And I don't give a damn about no dollar, oh yeah. Spend it fast as I can, for a well-in song and a good guitar. The only things that I understand, oh boy, the only things that I understand.
It was early last September, as near as I can remember, while strolling down the lane in tipsy pride. Not a word did I utter as I lay down in the gutter, and this pig came up and lay there by my side. Not a soul was I disturbing as I lay there by the curbing, when this high-toned lady come and I heard her say,
you can tell a man who poses by the company he chooses.
And the pig got up and slowly walked away.
You may talk of gin and beer when you're stationed way out here, and you're sent to penny fights and altar shotted. But when it comes to slaughter, you'll do your work for water, and you'll lick the bloomin' boots of him that's got it. Now in India's sunny clime, where I used to spend my time, serving Her Majesty the Queen, of all the black-faced crew, finest man I knew was Regimental Beastie Gunga Din. The uniform he wore was nothing much before, and rather less than half of that behind. But a piece of twisty rag and a goatskin water bag was all the field equipment he could find. when a sweating troop train lay in a siding through the day, where the heat would make your bloomin' eyebrows crawl. We shouted Harry by till our throats were bricky dry, then whopped him 'cause he couldn't serve us all. He would often carry one till the longest day was done, never seemed to know the use of fear. If we charged or broke or cut, you could bet your bloomin' nut, waiting 50 paces right flying rear. With his mussick on his back, he would skip to our attack and watch us till the bugles made retire. And for all his dirty hide, he was white, clear white inside, when he went to tend the wounded under fire. It was Dean, 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 with bullets kicking dust spots on the green. And when the cartridges ran out, you could hear the front files shout, "Send ammunition mules and Gunga Din." I shan't forget the night when I fell behind the fight, with a bullet where my belt plate should have been. I was choking mad with thirst, and the man that spied me first was a good old grinning grunt and Gunga Din. He lifted up my head and he plugged me where I bled, and he gave me half a pint of water green. It was crawling and it stunk, but of all the drinks I've drunk, I'm most grateful to the one from Gunga Din. He carried me away to where a dooley lay, and a bullet came and drilled the beggar clean. He carried me inside, and just before he died, "I hope you like your drink," said Gunga Din. So I'll meet him later on in the place where he has gone, where it's always double drill and no canteen. He'll be squatting on the coals, giving drinks to poor damned souls, and I'll catch a swig in hell from Gunga Din. It was Dean, 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 you Lazarusian leather Gunga Din. Though I belted you and flayed you, by the living God that made you, you're a better man than I am, Gunga Din.
I've got a troubled mind and
get your fat leg off of me. You feel so good, scare the hell out of me. You got a great big leg, got a walking thigh. Great big leg, got a walking thigh now. Ooh. You got a great big leg, got a walking thigh, and every time you move, make my temperature rise. That fine-looking woman got a great big leg. Fine-looking woman got a great big leg. Yeah, big fat woman with a great big leg. Big fat woman got a great big leg, and every time she moves, move like a soft-boiled egg. Big fat woman, get your fat leg off of me. Now you obese woman, get your fat leg off of me. You feel so good, scare the hell out of me. Trombones to his mouth. He wails and moans, grunts and groans. He can moan just like a cow. And you ain't seen such blowing since you've been born, 'cause he won't show 'em how. Johnny, won't you play that thing? I mean the slide trombone. Make it talk, make it sing. I mean it's like trombone. If Gabriel knew how you could blow, he'd let you lead his band, I know. Oh, Charlie, won't you play that thing? I mean it's like trombone. Oh, Charlie, play that thing. I mean it's like trombone. Make it talk, make it sing. I mean it's like trombone. Now you ain't seen such moving hips, like when the trombone do his lips. Charlie Green, play that thing. I mean it's like trombone, oh yeah. I mean it's like trombone.
The railroads and the river boats that bred the mighty men that we read about and we dream about. The men who built this land, and the farmers and the lumbermen and the men who worked the mills, and the poor hard-working miners who died inside the hills. While the rivers that flow are the blood of our land, and the trucks they keep rumbling on the great concrete bed, and the
to be all they once were. And nature is calling, no one's listening to her. And the immigrants by the boatload in a dozen different tongues sang of freedom in the new land. Climb the ladder rung by rung, some to Boston, some to Pittsburgh, Philadelphia and St. Paul. And the old ways led to new days, they were welcomed one and all. While the rivers that flow are the blood of our land, and the trucks they keep rumbling on the great concrete bed, and the railroads keep pushing to be all they once were. And nature is calling, no one's listening to her. With the railroads and the river boats and the bread lines far behind, and the days we sang together, long gone but still in mind. And the men who came before us, men who brought us to today, and the story still unravels from the dreams of yesterday. While the rivers that flow are the blood of our land, and the trucks they keep rumbling on the great concrete bed, and the railroads keep pushing to be all they once were. And nature is calling, no one's listening to her. And nature is calling, no one's listening to her. When I was a boy, in the days of the train, I'd sit by the tracks on a long summer day, and I'd wave to the brakeman, and he'd wave back at me, while the thunderclouds rolled out of East Tennessee. But the dreams of a boy disappear when you're grown, and though I may dream, the railroads are gone, the ties they are rotted, and the track shot to hell, along with my dreams and the old railroad bell. In my dreams I'd ride the rails to California, work in diners and farms along the way, or I'd hop a ride to hide across the border, with a black-eyed girl beside me all the way. But now the mountains are silent, and the railroads are gone, and the coal towns no longer hear the miners at dawn. But the train whistle shrills out of memories to me, while the thunderclouds roll out of East Tennessee. In my dreams I'd ride the rails to California, work in diners and farms along the way, or I'd hop a ride to hide across the border, with a black-eyed girl beside me all the way. But now the mountains are silent, and the railroads are gone, and the coal towns no longer hear the miners at dawn. But the train whistle shrills out of memories to me,
while the thunder clouds roll out of East Tennessee. How come we can't talk the way we used to do? Nothing seems to be the same. Have we forgotten all the things we knew? Was it you or I who changed? We've gotta find the answer, let the secrets fly. Enough of telling stories and our well-meaning lies. Things don't seem to be the same no matter how I try. There's no rhythm to the rain. Wind still whispers through the leaves on high, but they no longer sing your name. We've gotta find the answer, let the secrets fly. Enough of telling stories and our well-meaning lies. We've gotta try to build what we had in the past. Trying's half the battle, if we lose it we can't last. Heard myself just say the things I could never say before, and listen to the rhythm of the rain. The wind just whispered through the leaves on high, and I thought I heard them sing your name. We've gotta find the answer, let the secrets fly. Enough of telling stories and our well-meaning lies. We've gotta try to build what we had in the past. Trying's half the battle, if we lose it we can't last. Heard myself just say the things I could never say before, and listen to the rhythm of the rain. The wind just whispered through the leaves on high, and I thought I heard them sing your name. And I thought I heard them sing your name. Smoke another cigarette, have another drink or two. Sit by the telephone till morning. She never tells me where she's going, but I think it's mighty plain. Maybe tomorrow she'll be back home again. Wasn't like this when I met her. Whatever made her change? Now she never even says I love you. She just comes a-rolling in, never wanting to explain. Maybe tomorrow she'll be back home again. That I could meet him just to tell him who I am. I would like to find out what he has that I don't have. He never says a thing about him, but it's plain as day. She's going somewhere every evening. Can't take it too much longer, I think I'm going insane. Maybe tomorrow she'll be back home again. I wish that I could meet him just to tell him who I am. I would like to find out what he has that I don't have. She never says a thing about him, but it's plain as day. He's going somewhere every evening. Can't take it too much longer, I think
be back home again. Too many years inside this prison. Too many years just for one little fight. He got what was coming, and I think I've served enough time. I'm going home tonight. That stone looks mighty cold, and the guard that walks that wall is just waiting to get a convict in his sights. But if I can clear the top, you can bet I'll never stop. 'Cause I'm going home tonight. Because stone walls to a prison make an iron bars a cage. Any man that says they don't has never been inside. 'Cause in time the bars get closer, and at night the walls grow tighter, till you feel like there's a shackle around your mind. Now those guards are on my tail, I can hear those sirens wail, but I know that I'll get away and that I'll be alright. 'Cause I'd rather live on the run, stand free in the morning sun, than to spend another lonely prison night. Because stone walls to a prison make an iron bars a cage. Any man that says they don't has never been inside. 'Cause in time the bars get closer, and at night the walls grow tighter, till you feel like there's a shackle around your mind.
I remember Mary, well, she was so hard to find. Or was I blind? People said be wary, she'll take your heart if you're kind, then she'll take your mind. But she said, if you're lonely, you have only to come running down to my place and see me. Just come running down anytime and see me. Come and see me if you can. I went down to Mary. She said you're spending your time wasting mine. I went down to Mary. I got a long way to climb for what I want to find. Well, she said, love, you touch just a bit too much of my world. You need someone you can be sure of. I know one thing you don't need more of. You don't need more of me. wasting time, wasting time. Lord, I'm ready, about to spend my last dime, my last dime. If you're lonely, you have only to come running down to my place and see me. Just come running down anytime and see me. Come and see me if you can.
She was just a country girl, didn't have those New York City ways. When she hopped the bus in Ohio, heading for the crowded streets where no one says a word. She was just a country girl, living in the lonely city. Met a man who learned her name. She became a woman on a rainy New York night. There's a new day dawning in the city. She calls her mama collect, saying, Mama, send bus fare back to Ohio. Have somebody meet me at the depot. She was just a country girl, spent some time in New York City. Now she tells her friends about lonely New York City and her lonely New York night. There's a new day dawning in the city. She calls her mama collect, saying, Mama, send bus fare back to Ohio. Have somebody meet me at the depot. She was just a country girl. She was just a country girl. Which way are you going? Which side will you be on? Will you stand and watch while all the seeds of hate are sown? Will you stand with those who say that His will be done? One hand on the Bible, one hand on the gun. One hand on the Bible, one hand on the gun. Which way are you looking? Is it hard to see? Do you say what's wrong for him is not wrong for me? You walk the streets of righteousness, but you refuse to understand. You say you love the baby, then you crucify the man. You say you love the baby, then you crucify the man. Every day things are changing. Words once honored turn to lies. People wondering, can you blame them? It's too far to run and too late to hide. So now you turn your back on all the things that you used to preach. Now it's let him live in freedom if he lives like me. Well, your line has changed, confusion reigns. What have you become? All your olive branches turn to spears when your flowers turn to guns. Your olive branches turn to spears when your flowers turn to guns. struggled so hard to be king, working night and day, dreaming of only one thing. Never a holiday. Somewhere along the way, he forgot she was only a girl. Now his kingdom has fallen, and it's really quite a tragic tale. 'Cause he built a castle to harbor his queen, but the queen claimed he built her a jail. He struggled so hard to be king. He wanted everything, built her a house by the sea, just to keep her in. Somewhere along the way, he forgot that she needed a friend. Now his kingdom has fallen, and it's really quite a tragic tale. 'Cause he built a castle to harbor his queen, and the queen claimed he built her a jail. It happened so quickly before he could know. She was gone, far gone, far from the castle, the diamonds and things she had worn to the ball. There was a note which she carefully wrote, signed it best wishes to all. Oh, you struggled so hard to be king, working night and day, dreaming of only one thing. Never a holiday. Somewhere along the way, you forgot that I needed a man. When they found him, they took him back where he belonged, and his family and friends saw him annually, and they say, it's a shame what's become of the king. I left the band in New Orleans, did some time with the bottle, some with the River Queens. Never thought I would meet a girl who could turn my head around, till I met that Mississippi lady, sleep in Gulfport town. She was a Mississippi lady, my loving Gulfport gal. Taught me how to love, and she really loved me well. She took me up to heaven, and she brought me down. That Mississippi lady, sweet Cordelia Brown. Hot July in Gulfport, and I was working in the bars. She was working on the street with the rest of the evening stars. She said, I never met a guy who could turn my head around, and that's really saying something. Sweet Cordelia Brown, she was a Mississippi lady, my loving Gulfport gal. She taught me how to love, and she really loved me well. Up to heaven, then she brought me down. That Mississippi. Is it hard to understand? Never thought I would meet a girl who could bring me that far down, like the girl I met in Gulfport. Sweet Cordelia Brown, she was a Mississippi lady, a loving Gulfport gal. She taught me how to love, and she really loved me well. She took me up to heaven, and she brought me down. That Mississippi lady, sweet Cordelia Brown. That Mississippi lady, sweet Cordelia Brown. That's the sound of the men working on the chain gang. That's the sound of the men working on the chain gang. All day long they work so hard till the sun is going down, working on the highways and byways and wearing a frown. Hear them moaning their lives away, then you hear somebody say, that's the sound of the men working on the chain gang. That's the sound of the men working on the chain gang. He don't love you like I love you. If he did, he wouldn't break your heart. But he don't love you like I love you. He's trying to tear us apart. Child, you know, well, gonna searching, I'm gonna searching, searching everywhere, but there's like some north with the mountains. That's the sound of the men working on the chain gang. That's the sound of the men working on the chain gang. All day long they work so hard till the sun is going down, working on the highways and byways and wearing a frown. You hear them moaning their lives away, then you hear somebody say, that's the sound of the men working on the chain gang. That's the sound of the men working on the chain gang. That's the sound of the men working on the chain gang. That's the sound of the men working on the chain gang. That's the sound of the men working on the chain gang. That's the sound of the men working on the chain gang. That's the sound of the men working on the chain gang. That's the sound. Old Man River, that old man River, he must know something, but he don't say nothing. That old man River, he just keeps rolling along. He don't plant taters, he don't plant cotton, 'cause them that plants them is soon forgotten. And old man River, he just keeps rolling along. 'Cause you and me, sweating straight, body all aching and racked with pain. Load that barge, lift that bell, get a little drunk, and you land in jail. Yeah. But I get weary, sick of trying, 'cause I'm tired of living, but I'm scared of dying. And old man River, it just keeps rolling along. You and me, sweating straight, body all aching and racked with pain. Load that barge, lift that bell, get a little drunk, and you land in jail. But I get weary and sick of trying, 'cause I'm tired of living, but I'm scared of dying. And old man River, it just keeps rolling along.
To go down to South Philadelphia and hang around, mess around down there, and get into trying to pick up these girls. That's when American Bandstand was big, you know, and everybody had one of those big long things coming out the front of their head. You know, the hair used to come down, you know, like you had a toilet paper roll inside of it, one of those things. So I used to get one of those haircuts like that with the sides going all the way back, grease it down real good, you know, so I look very shiny. Of course, I was like 15, and I couldn't go out with myself. And I've been getting excited. That was about the first time the Kama Sutra had come out. And like, while in many ways I was a late bloomer, as far as my interest in things like the Kama Sutra, I was always right on top of it. You know, just wanted to see what was happening all the time. So I started reading the Kama Sutra. I'm looking around for somebody that could be the recipient of my long-anticipated glee. And who do I come up with? But this friend of mine says he can fix me up with his cousin, Carmela. And I suppose you've all heard that line. Anybody that's done that blind date routine, you know, they've heard, she's a little heavy, but she's got a cute face. Those are things to avoid. You know, rather catch the plague.
There's a song which I like to dedicate to anyone in the audience that weighs over 900 pounds. Nobody loves a fat girl, but oh, how a fat girl can love. Nobody seems to want me, I'm just a truck upon the highway of love. I remember going down the first time into Carmela's house in South Philadelphia, down around 8th and Wharton. Sitting there minding my own business. I get in the car with this guy Lou, who was Carmela's cousin, and down we go into South Philadelphia. Get down there, and I knew right away that I was in trouble. Because like when the door opened up, there was no steps in the house. You know, it was just like ramps, pulleys, and chain hoists. This was really a swine woman. She was really something. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. I understand now she's working for the Monroe-Matic shock absorber company, you know, as the load leveler. She tests them. They take her out on the track and put her in the back seat of a car, and if it bumper doesn't scratch bottom, they know it's good, you know. It's like a whole new approach in marketing research. You just got Carmela sitting there on a hand truck, wheel her up and slide her into position, and they're ready to go. But that was a very weird thing. I remember her father was a guy named Meatball Pellegrini, and Lou went in the house and he said, "How you doing, Uncle Meat?" And those kind of people don't usually talk. You know, they just sat there and scowled. Look, as if I actually had lewd designs on his daughter, who turned out had lewd designs on me. But, you know, a woman like that you should have nothing to do with in the summertime, because that's a wintertime woman, you know. That's not a summertime woman. No. They throw off a lot of heat, you know. So I'm there kind of minding my own business, and we're going to go down to 61st Street Drive-In, down by the airport. It's really nice. We used to go down there and go swimming. I can't swim very well, but like there was always tires near around it. You could grab a hold to, a refrigerator door, you know. So there was always something nearby. I remember a friend of mine used to swim down there too, and he said he knew he had to stop swimming down there. Came up one day and had a rubber across the top of his head, you know. The water isn't very good down there anymore. It's don't know what you're liable to find, you know, what you're liable to get. But we ended up down around there, down the drive-in, and Carmela throws the make on me, throwing that, you know. I wish she was like really nice, because the way she came on could have been a very nice evening in the back of that old car, but no. You can get really hung up messing with somebody that big. You get hung up in a wrinkle somewhere. You just be sitting there asking yourself, am I there? Am I there? You don't know, you know, you can't tell. I think she's the kind of girl that used to have to wash herself with mirrors. You know, have to have them all around the shower, on the floor, on the ceiling, you know, so she could really check out what she was doing. There's a line I'm going to use in a song that I'm just about finished with, where I call a girl like that a girl that looked like a refrigerator with a head.
Sometimes I think about our good old high school days. You would always kid about my adolescent ways. I remember, like when rock was first getting there, you know, you could pick up a girl if you had a nice radio in your car. But then as more money started entering into it, you know, everybody wanted to get fancier cars and more chrome. You know, we had to get that chrome. So we get the J.C. Whitney catalog. And that's where it was at, the home of all the chrome. But down in South Philadelphia, there used to be a big market in that, the Midnight Auto Supply, where you could get hubcaps from any make, model, or year of car that you wanted, you know, and quicker than if you go to the store to buy them. So you just had the catalog for reference. You say, I would like one of these, you know, and show them to this guy, Nicky, that I used to know. He used to get transmissions. He could take a transmission out in 15 minutes, slide underneath the car. Had one of those little things with the wheels, those creepers. He had one all the time, under his arm, a wrench in his back pocket, you know? One of those small jacks. He could take apart anything. I'd like to think for a couple minutes. I was working in bars for a long time, too. And places didn't have any stages, you know, where you just kind of sit on the floor and play. I would stand on the floor and play. And a lot of these people come around third set. It would really, after the martinis, started working on some of these people. The martini madness, I used to call it. Used to get them. Geez, it looked like Custer's Last Stand. People would be jumping over the bar, back and forth. And I just developed this ability to take my guitar off fast, which is why I don't play with a guitar strap anymore. I don't care, you know, as long as they don't be putting their hands on me. I don't mind people talking and saying different things. Everybody got to say something. Like everybody got to do something. I haven't really tried to meditate too much, but that mystical thing, that's a whole different thing too. You got those mystics over there in the Lapsang Suchang Orange Pico Lama. You know, been up there spinning that prayer wheel, saying those prayers. I should get some records over there to those people. Can you see them spinning them around on those prayer wheels? The Chinese, I have a great admiration for the way, you know, all these things have come together. Like when the president was over there, they had a snowstorm. They had like 2 inches of snow, which in Philadelphia, you know, 2 inches of snow in a big city like that can really be something. New York, you know, Chicago, you get a whole different kind of problem because they got all these vehicles running around. But like the Chinese, they got out there and they probably got these big speakers up in the trees and up on the top of big buildings and saying, everybody pick up your broom. We are going to sweep. For the first 15 minutes, we are going to sweep, and then we're going to go to Leathercraft and make wallets. You know, when the buzzer rings, you're going to make yourself one of those braided necklace things that you can hang something useless on. But can you imagine 800 million people picking up brooms to sweep away the snow? The sound of that. Over in Japan, the people are saying, what's that noise? Oh, they must be sweeping again. Up in the trees, you want to make a movie, you know, just say, all of China going to turn out at 9 o'clock this morning. We're going to make the history of the Chinese people. We're going to make Ben-Hur in Chinese. And everybody's there, you know. You don't have to go through all this aggravation of trying to round everybody up and get them to one place because everybody's there. But that broom thing...
ice and snow on the northern roads and the Jersey Pike is closed. I'll have to go and do some driving tonight. They say I'd be a fool if I could ride those icy roads, but a little storm ain't stopping me tonight. I'm gonna wear out the turnpike.
I met some very interesting people when I was driving that truck. I did 2 years of that. Got both my thumbs bent back the other way, you know. They get those big steering wheels, great big things. And like once you really get going in them, if you hit a hole while you're turning the wheel, it's, you know, your thumb is going to be taped up for a couple days, a couple weeks. So anytime you see these guys driving these big rigs, they always get their thumbs up in the air, you know. Thumbs up. And they're usually pretty happy, too, because on the long hauls, you have to get into trying to stay awake a little longer, you know, to make the haul profitable. So you can get stuff there on time, and you don't want to be messing up or messing around. So truckers, a lot of them, you know, go into these truck stops, which are like pharmacies on the road. You can stop in there and get these things they call uppers, pills, amphetamines. All those things that guy in the commercial tries to sell to the kids in the schoolyard. Yeah, and the truckers, you can take them once in a while. I've met a couple times guys that have had maybe 6,000 or 7,000 under their seat, you know, in a brown paper sack. I don't take them. I just like having them around in case I need them.
I'm gonna wear out the turnpike, rack up those miles, keep this rig rolling a minute every mile. 'Cause she's in Oklahoma and I'm up in Maine. So Diesel'll sing a song that will bring me home again.
I remember, let's see, it was 1966 and 67. 2 years of character development, as I call it, down at Fort Jackson, South Carolina, which the saying goes, you know, if they ever wanted to give the world an enema, that's where they'd put the tube. I mean, I went down there. I wasn't down there 5 weeks. Minding my own business, being a little joking with them, you know. Used to try to have fun with them. But it gets kind of hard to bust theirs, you know. There's a whole lot of them, and there was only one of me. So they classified me as an attitude and discipline problem. I used to make signs up, because see, for the first 5 weeks I didn't do too much training other than with mops and shovels and brooms, and working that automatic potato peeler, which, you know, never know when you're going to have to do that in civilian life. Yeah, they really got me trained up to do that. But I was down there about 5 weeks, working out with the broom and the shovel, and I ended up in the cage for about 2 months, doing, you know, like penance. It's one of those kind of things. They say, we think you should be here for a while to cool yourself out and stop making these signs and slogans. I used to write up things, you know, and tack them on the billboard outside the orderly room, like half the army reads comic books and the other half looks at the pictures. You know, and it used to get them upset. The sergeants are beautiful. I think by the time they get to be a first sergeant, they have to have a lobotomy. You know, so they're really... You look in their eyes and you see the back of their head. You know, it's one of those deals. It's, it was fun. I tried to play sick as much as I could, which was one of my great specialties. I could be just so sick that you just wouldn't believe it. Of course, it was all pretend and jest, you know. But the Army medical thing was fun, too. I used to go down and see this doctor who I called Red Cloud. You know, he was one of these medics, you know. He didn't want to be there either. So I think, you know, him and me kind of hooked up really nice together because I used to go down there every day, and Red Cloud, as I called him, used to, I used to joke around with him, tell him he should have a helmet with buffalo horns on it, you know, and a big rattle. He'd shake it and walk around and say, you're all right, go back, you know, report to your company. which was weird, because as soon as I go back, you know, they'd say, nothing wrong with you, and they give me the shovel again. So I think if I ever really had to defend myself, I'd have to do it with a shovel, a broom, or a mop, which is, it's something no one's thought about, you know. You see people doing it with swords, you see people doing it with their hands, you see people doing it with their heads, trying to do things all different ways, but like you've never seen any. I might even write a book about that, come to think about it.